Latisha getting over on people is finally getting the attention it deserves. A local Illinois news station decided to sit down and do an interview with Colleen, who is one of the victims that Latisha stole over $10,000 from, and there's multiple other victims. So we have covered her story extensively on my channel, and a lot of the stuff in this news story is stuff that we already know if you've been keeping up with this story for a while, but it still is very interesting to see it on the news and have them actually talk about this lady that we've seen on the TV show and have been following for so long. So let's see what they had to say about it. So this is the KWQC News. So I believe this is KW Quad Cities is what I believe that stands for. So mom helping daughter fight cancer says she was duped by Davenport accountant.
Story of one mom trying to cope with her child's terminal illness.
And guys, I will have to pause in between this just to make this fair use.
A Quad City single mother says she trusted the wrong person during one of the worst times in her life.
Yeah, TV6 investigates Matt Christensen as the story of one mom trying to cope with her child's terminal illness, and the person she said took advantage of her.
She's doing really, really, really good.
Talia is 17.
And Colleen just recently found out that her daughter is on the very last of her life. If she gets chemotherapy, they said she can live up to 2 more years. But if she doesn't get chemo, they said she only has 6 months left to live.
And has an extremely rare form of childhood melanoma. Her case is terminal. Talia suffered through surgeries to remove tumors. She's been in 4 clinical trials, and she spent 5 months at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Now she's fed through a tube in her stomach.
It was very hard, and I didn't like seeing my mom going through so much.
Like any mom, Colleen Miller is doing whatever it takes to keep up hope. Besides caring for Talia, Colleen runs a small cleaning business in Davenport. She's a single mom, and it's her only income.
There was still a lot of unknowns, so dealing with the unknown of my business and then unknown of my daughter's health, I was a wreck. I was a mess.
Colleen needed help handling the business's accounting while she helped her daughter battle cancer.
I wouldn't have had a business to come back home to if I didn't keep it flowing while gone.
She hired Latisha because she was gone and away from her business and wanted to keep things running. I just thought she just strictly bought her because she wanted to keep track of like payroll. And I'm sure that was part of it too, but it sounds like it was a lot more than that.
So Colleen hired Latisha Collier, the owner of Boss Tax and Accounting Services, to handle the business's bookkeeping while they went to St. Jude's for emergency surgery. Hiring Collier, Colleen now says, was the worst mistake she's ever made. Colleen didn't know it then, but Collier's been arrested multiple times going back 20 years.
Okay. I have not seen that mugshot in the bottom left or the bottom right, but why are you smiling and so happy in your mugshot? Why are you so excited? You look way too excited to be there. That's almost like laughing in the victim's faces.
For charges ranging from driving with a suspended license to felony check fraud, for which she was found guilty. Colleen says she was too busy trying to save her daughter to dig too deeply into Collier's past. But it wasn't long before red flags began to fly.
I was notified by the software she uses to do the bookkeeping side that she was being kicked off of her fresh books because due to many non-payments.
Colleen said the business paperwork Collier did provide her looked incomplete, and she grew frustrated after Collier stopped responding to messages. Fed up, Colleen sued for about $11,000 in small claims court. Collier countersued for $750,000, claiming Colleen had defamed her. And that case is still playing out.
And I think that's just Latisha's attempt to try to tire Colleen out through the court system and tire her out financially and make her give up and be like, okay, I'm just going to withdraw the case. But Colleen is a fighter, and she's going to see this thing all the way through. I know that for sure.
Meanwhile, Collier was again drawing the attention of police investigators. In April, a client accused Collier of stealing almost $9,000 according to court documents. The client hired Collier to prepare a tax payment to the IRS, but instead, court documents say, Collier pocketed the money and never paid the government. The client didn't find out until the IRS began levying fines for non-payment. Prosecutors charged Collier with felony theft after police seized her records and
that's only 2 incidents. Just imagine if they covered everything that Latisha has been involved in. Hell, just in the past 2 years alone, they could probably have a whole 1-hour special.
electronic devices. Colleen said her relationship with Collier has wasted precious time she should have spent with her daughter. It's hurt Talia too.
She never wants me to stress out about it, but I still feel worried and sometimes nervous. No, I want to do whatever it takes to be there for her as long as I can. No matter how much this cancer fights me, I'm going to keep fighting back to be with my mom.
Colleen's led a relentless social media campaign aimed at Collier, saying it's to raise awareness about her history and protect potential victims. I asked Collier to do an interview and explain her side of the story. She declined, saying, "While I'm unable to discuss certain matters due to legal considerations, I want to emphasize my commitment to ethical business practices and client satisfaction."
But she has had no issue doing interviews in the past or going live and making all these Facebook statuses, but you won't talk to the news. I just think to me, my personal opinion, I just think she's scared because she knows they have the receipts and they're not going to back down. They're not just going to take whatever Latisha says at face value like some other people have.
I asked Colleen what's next for her and Talia.
So a lot of days are more weak than strong, and at least physically. We are strong mentally. We're holding in, fighting day to day.
Collier's first lawyer has pulled out of her pending criminal case because court records show Collier didn't pay him. Her next court appearance is in July. The Boss Tax and Accounting website has been taken down.
That's just her attempt at rebranding because she knows she's pretty much ruined that business's name and reputation. The streets are talking and the Quad City locals have lots to say about Latisha. There's a Facebook group and they have been reacting to this news story. And I covered a few comments in my last video on Latisha that I just did yesterday where I was talking about the server that exposed her. But one person said, wow, she admitted that, wow, people that defend her is sick. That BS lawsuit will get dropped and they're talking about Latisha trying to countersue Colleen for $750,000. She said, one, how did her reputation get ruined by Colleen? Michelle Williams was the first to expose her, then okay, I don't know how to say that. Her name starts with a C. Her last name's Young. Exposed her. Someone that knew her personally. Then someone else said, I'm glad all the truth is finally out. After the police came to her office, she called and apologized to me. She begged me not to pursue charges because come to find out, she was already out on bond. I wish people would have believed me back then and not attacked my character and business. And I remember her speaking out. This is like right when Latisha first came on the scene on Love After Lockup. This is like one of the first scandals I remember hearing about related to her. Then someone else said, I know her personally. I trained her on some complex tax scenarios. I spoke with her and I asked her because I won't be associated with fraud. She was asking her if she allegedly stole from one of these girls that's been speaking out one of these groups. I asked her about the scenarios because I won't be associated with fraud. She was transparent and honest. I kept my distance and told her I didn't want any association. She understood. I take my reputation seriously, and my reputation and respect from the community speaks for itself. Yeah, it's not worth ruining your reputation over. Then she says, after calling her out about taking advantage of a client that came to me to fix her errors and mistakes, she stopped liking me and blocked me, which is fine. I'm going to speak up every time. Right is right and wrong is wrong. She seems a little unhinged and mentally disassociated with reality. That's a good way to put it. Then she said at this point her mental health has to be in balance. Everybody ain't lying or out to get you. Facts. Then someone else said, EA seems like she always has an excuse and how she's a victim. One thing for sure, she stole that lady Erica's money, and we covered her. That's the girl who went to Latisha for a tax advance and all her tax advance money got stolen. Then she said, and she on video, I think she needs to seek more intense therapy because something not right. And the crazy part is there can be so much evidence, receipts, videos, and she'll still get on live or on social media and defend herself. I saw where she accused Colleen of being, I can't say that word, racist, not liking another race. And Colleen posted videos of when the police confronted them. And yeah, this is the whole story. So Colleen, her daughters went to the same school as Latisha. One day she saw Latisha dropping her daughters off. And after her daughters were dropped off, before Latisha drove off, Colleen was like, oh, there's the fraud. And she recorded her on her phone and posted on Facebook. And Latisha just rolled her windows up, drove off. And I guess she went to the police in the school district and claimed that Colleen was sending her messages. And she posted these messages on Facebook accusing Colleen of sending them, even though it was from a random number that wasn't attached to Colleen, which could have easily just been a text now number. When you go make a free phone number you can text from. And even when the police asked Latisha, do you know 100% for sure this is Colleen, and what proof do you have to confirm that, she didn't have any evidence. And they found out that Latisha lied about the situation, and they ended up kicking her daughters out of school because of what Latisha did, because she wasn't honest and she was trying to make up lies about Colleen. Why would the school kick your kids out of school because Colleen sent you messages like that, allegedly? It doesn't even make any sense. So they go on to say, I saw she accused Colleen of that, and the police confronted them at the kids' school. And after Latisha called the police herself and admitted on video that she didn't know who it was and it wasn't Colleen, on video from her own mouth. But she's still on social media claiming that Colleen inadvertently got her kids kicked out of school. No, your kids got kicked out of school because you went to the police and lied. So now all the locals are onto Latisha and they're sick and tired of her BS. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.